The universe does not whisper warnings, it sends storms to clear paths. Chosen ones, the winds are shifting, and the air is thick with the weight of karmic debt. Those who once paraded their so-called connections to you, those who promised others they held the keys to your world, they are now gasping under the pressure of a force far greater than they ever understood. They sold access to you like a product, thinking your energy could be packaged, bought and traded. But the universe is not so easily mocked. And now, they are learning what it feels like to wrestle with a power they never truly knew. You never had to lift a finger. The universe was always the one waging war on your behalf. This message is for the chosen ones, the misunderstood, the underestimated. Before we go further, take a moment, like this video, subscribe, and help spread this message to more chosen ones across the globe. When you engage with this content, you signal to the platform that these words carry weight, that this truth needs to be heard by those walking the same path. Together, we amplify the voice of the chosen, the protected, the ones who stand in quiet strength while the universe roars for them. Chosen ones, you are not untouchable because you hide behind walls or blend into shadows. You are untouchable because the universe itself has wrapped you in an energy that cannot be imitated, duplicated, or stolen. Your enemies tried. They whispered your name in dark corners, sold lies about you, promised others they could offer access to your light. They wanted your influence without understanding its cost. But energy doesn't lie, and the universe never forgets. They thought they were coming against you, but they were standing in defiance of the universe itself. That's why their hands are burning now. That's why their worlds are unraveling. You didn't have to retaliate. Their punishment was already woven into the fabric of their betrayal. They challenged the current of a river that never stops flowing, and now they drown in the very waters they tried to control. And yet, chosen ones, I need to speak directly to you. How dare you doubt yourself? How dare you question the light that has carried you through storms most wouldn't survive? There were moments you looked at your reflection and wondered if you were truly seen, truly protected. The silence around you felt like abandonment, but that silence was strategy. The universe was working behind the scenes, rearranging the stars in your favor, orchestrating a reckoning your enemies never saw coming. You are not just wearing a crown, you are the crown. Your presence commands respect even before you speak. The weight of your energy precedes you, filling rooms with a quiet authority that cannot be explained. Your crown is not made of gold or jewels. It's the fire in your spirit, the calm in your chaos, the relentless way you rise every time they think you've been buried. They see it now. The same ones who dismissed you, who tried to mimic your shine, now bow in fear of the karma they've awakened. You walk with the power of the chosen, and that power haunts those who tried to misuse it. It shows up in their sleepless nights, in the way they feel watched even when they're alone. They are haunted by the echo of your name, the memory of the moment they crossed a line they never should have touched. The universe makes sure of it. Chosen ones, understand this. Your light does not dim for anyone. Every attack, every betrayal, every false promise made in your name has only sharpened your edge, brightened your flame. You were never alone in this fight. The universe was always fighting alongside you, ahead of you, clearing the path. And now your enemies are learning what it means to stand against something eternal. Stay steady, stay silent. Let the universe keep speaking for you. So, before we go deeper into this, I need to know, are you truly aligned with this message? Drop the number 77 in the comments if you feel that undeniable pull, that knowing deep inside that you're one of the chosen ones. Not everyone will make it through this kind of truth. But if you're still here, you're meant to hear what's coming next. Stay with me, because we're about to break this down piece by piece. And trust me, if you've ever felt overlooked or underestimated, this will hit home. Let's get into it. You're going to feel this one. Number 1. They tried to play the universe. Now they're paying the price. Those who gamble with the chosen always bet against the house, and the house never loses. They thought they had you figured out. They thought they could play puppet master, pulling strings behind the scenes, selling access to your energy like it was theirs to offer. They promised people proximity to you, your power, your influence, as if they held the keys to something the universe itself ordained. But here's the thing, they weren't playing with you, they were playing with the universe. And the universe doesn't play fair when it comes to the chosen ones. Now look at them, scrambling, suffocating under the weight of the very system they tried to manipulate. They poked at the cosmic order, thinking there wouldn't be a price. But karma is a debt collector, and trust me, it collects with interest. They thought they were clever, but they weren't clever enough to outsmart the forces that walk with you. Chosen ones, they couldn't come for you directly, so they schemed. They whispered lies, promised others that they could broker your energy, like they were middlemen for the universe itself. Imagine the arrogance. Imagine trying to sell sunlight, trying to own the wind. That's what they did. And now they're watching everything fall apart. Their connections severed, their influence shattered, their peace gone. And you still stand. You stand taller because while they were plotting, the universe was protecting. Your shield isn't just some invisible layer, it's an iron wall forged from cosmic laws. Nothing gets through unless it serves your growth. Their attacks? They ricochet right back, hitting them harder every time. Their attempts to assassinate your character only expose their own. Every word they spoke against you turned into bricks, sealing their own downfall. But chosen ones, I need to address you directly. Stop doubting your light. Stop wondering if you're really protected. Stop questioning if you're walking this path alone. You feel alone because the universe isolates its greatest warriors. You're not abandoned, you're preserved. You've got a crown they can't see but can feel, and that crown burns their skin every time they try to get close without pure intentions. They feel that heat, chosen ones. They see your crown even when you don't. They talk about it behind closed doors. They can't explain why nothing sticks to you, why every plot falls apart. They sit in boardrooms scratching their heads, wondering why their plans crumble every time they mention your name. They call in experts, advisors, even spiritual practitioners, but no one has answers, because you're not governed by this world. You're aligned with something far bigger. They were fighting the universe the whole time, not you, and that's why they're losing in ways they can't even explain. Financial collapse, public humiliation, private torment. They can't sleep because your name haunts them. Their hands shake when they try to move against you again because they remember the backlash. You were never the victim. You were the lesson. Chosen ones, the universe aligns for you. Whole systems bend around you to ensure your protection. And every time they think they've found a way in, the universe reminds them that you are untouchable. That's the power of being chosen. You don't need to lift a finger. Your energy alone is warfare. And to the ones who doubted, how does it feel now? How does it feel watching everything slip through your hands? You thought you could package power that doesn't belong to you. You thought you could fake your way into the favor of the universe. But the universe sees through masks, and now it's stripping you bare. Chosen ones never forget who you are. You are the storm they never saw coming. Your crown wasn't handed to you by people. It was forged by the very forces that hold the stars in place. And that crown, it burns brighter with every attempt they make to dim it. Let them talk. Let them plot. Every move they make against you only fuels their own downfall. The universe made sure of that. Number 2, they launched their attacks and watched their own worlds crumble. The universe doesn't warn twice. The first lesson is always the last. They thought they could study you, break you down like a science experiment, dissect your every move. They sat in their think tanks, drew up strategies, brought in their so-called experts. They thought they could find the weakness in your armor. But what they didn't realize was your defense isn't armor, it's automatic. You don't have to lift a hand. You don't have to utter a word. Your very existence is the trigger. The universe itself defends you on reflex, like muscle memory in the cosmic body. The moment they tried to interfere, the moment they plotted, the universe clocked it. Their schemes were noted, weighed, and answered before they even executed the plan. And the answer? Cosmic justice, swift and brutal. They thought they were setting traps for you, but they were just digging graves for their own ambitions. You didn't need to fight back. You didn't need to react. The universe reacted for you, and that's what drives them insane. They watched their careers stall without warning. Projects that once moved like clockwork now grind to a halt. Contracts fall through. Partnerships dissolve. They walk into rooms expecting respect and instead meet resistance, silence, or worse, indifference. Their influence, their power, their status, it evaporates. Gone, like smoke in the wind. This isn't coincidence. This is cosmic law. The law of cause and effect plays out with surgical precision around you, chosen ones. Every attack launched your way bounces off your shield and circles back with triple the force. It's not random. It's not luck. It's the universe's way of maintaining balance. They moved against a force they didn't understand, and now they're learning in real time that ignorance is no excuse. Even their most sophisticated weapons, technology, manipulation, energy work, none of it sticks. Their psychological games crumble because your mind isn't theirs to play with. Their energy attacks, they ricochet back and gut them from the inside. They pour resources into trying to understand why nothing works on you, why every tool they use melts in their hands the second they aim it your way. They bring in higher-ups, stronger forces, darker methods, but all of it turns to dust because your protection doesn't operate on this plane. They can't comprehend it. That's what frustrates them the most. Their egos can't handle it. You're untouchable in ways that defy their logic, their science, their control systems. You don't play by their rules because the universe didn't write you into their game. The universe gave you your own playbook, your own frequency, and they can't access it no matter how hard they try. But chosen ones, let me speak to you directly for a moment. Some of you have felt the pressure. You've questioned why you even have to deal with these attacks, why these people target you in the first place. You've looked around and wondered, why me? Why does this keep happening? Let me make it clear. They see your light long before you do. They sense your energy, feel your presence, even if you're unaware. Your crown introduces you before you enter the room. And while you may still be figuring out your power, they recognize it immediately, and it terrifies them. That's why they attack. That's why they try to control access to you, to profit off your energy, to dim your light before you fully realize how blinding it truly is. But here's the beauty in it. They always fail. Every single time. Their strategies collapse under their own weight. The universe makes sure of it. And while they're busy scrambling, blaming outside forces, blaming bad luck, blaming each other, you remain untouched. You keep rising. Your path stays clear because the universe clears it for you. They thought they were immune to consequences. They thought they were too powerful, too connected, too clever to fall. But the universe doesn't care about status. It doesn't care about titles or hierarchies. It sees intent. And when their intent was to harm you, the universe answered in kind. They underestimated you because they couldn't see the full picture. They saw a person, but the universe saw a force. You are a force, chosen one. You carry frequencies that disrupt systems designed to keep others trapped. That's why they can't stand you. That's why they tried to profit off your name, your influence. But that influence doesn't come from this world. It comes from Source, from the infinite. And there isn't a power on earth that can override that. Now they sit in confusion, watching their world collapse and not understanding why. Their hands are stained with the residue of their own downfall. And every time they think of you, every time they hear your name, they remember the moment the universe marked them. They remember that they were warned, not by you, but by the laws of cause and effect they chose to ignore. Chosen ones, understand this. Your shield doesn't require your permission. It doesn't need you to activate it. It's always on. Your existence commands respect across dimensions. And those who violate that respect, they pay. They pay heavily. So hold your head high. Stop questioning if you're protected. The evidence is all around you. The universe works for you. You are not a victim of these attacks. You are the trigger for their collapse. Every attempt against you only strengthens the shield, sharpens your edge, and brightens your light. Let them plot. Let them scheme. Their downfall was written the moment they aimed their malice your way. And now they stand in the rubble of their own making, while you rise higher, untouched, unbothered, unstoppable. Number 3. They built castles on lies. Now the storm tears it all down. When the universe strikes, it doesn't ask questions. It flips tables and burns thrones. Chosen ones, it's not just defense anymore, it's retaliation. The universe has shifted from shielding to striking. A storm has been unleashed, a force so massive that those who once claimed they controlled access to your energy are now standing in the center of chaos they never saw coming. They called themselves gatekeepers to your light. They lied. They charged people for proximity to your power. They whispered, "I know them. I can get you closer. I can offer you their favor." They turned your existence into a marketplace. But what they failed to realize is that the universe does not tolerate theft of what it sanctifies. Your energy is sacred ground, and anyone attempting to fence off sacred ground, to sell it, to exploit it, they invited a cosmic storm directly into their lives. Now look, the storm has arrived. It's tearing down their facades, brick by brick. Those who were once untouchable figureheads, their masks are slipping. Their secrets are leaking into the public. Exposure is here, and it's merciless. It doesn't just knock politely at the door, it blows the door off the hinges. The universe is making sure that every lie, every manipulation, every false claim made in your name is dragged into the light. Institutions that profited off the illusion of proximity to your power, cracking at the seams. They're facing collapse, their foundations turning to sand beneath them. The systems that hosted their deceptions, those glossy platforms, those polished images, are malfunctioning. Technical failures, mysterious outages, confusion behind the scenes. The infrastructure they trusted is now a battlefield. Their house of cards, built on the illusion of control over your light, is coming down in a storm they can't stop. Chosen ones, this isn't just karma working slowly. This is a cosmic storm, a full-force correction. The universe has stepped in, swinging hard and precise, wiping out any attempt to commercialize your existence. Because the universe knows what you are. You are not a commodity. You are not a brand to be bought and sold. You are a chosen force, wrapped in a frequency that cannot be faked or franchised. They tried anyway. And now, the universe is making them pay. But some of you, even now, might be wondering, why didn't I see this storm coming? Why didn't I feel it building? Let me tell you why. You don't need to see the storm. You are the storm. Your energy, your existence, your path, all of it sends signals across dimensions. And when someone crosses the line, the universe responds in kind, often without needing to involve you directly. You've felt the tension, the uneasy quiet. That was the storm gathering strength, building its charge. And to the pretenders, the manipulators, the thieves of light, you knew this was coming. You felt it in the pit of your stomach, that dread creeping in as things started to unravel. Your hands shook as your plans crumbled, as the people you manipulated turned away, as the platforms you relied on faltered. You thought you could control the chosen, steer the narrative, make a living off a lie. But you can't outmaneuver the universe. You can't outrun a storm that moves faster than light. Chosen ones, understand the depth of this power. This storm is not temporary. It is the first wave. The universe doesn't just clean up the surface, it digs out the roots. What's happening now is just the start. There are more waves coming, stronger, fiercer. Everything built on deception will be leveled. Every structure that hosted those lies will be shaken to its core. The universe is reclaiming your energy, making sure that only truth stands beside you. And here's the truth. You don't need to do a thing. The universe is your enforcer. The storm does not ask for your permission to move. It doesn't need your input to decide who's guilty. It knows. It sees beyond the masks. It measures intent, not words. And when that intent was to exploit you, to profit from your light, it responded the only way it knows, with force. So let them scramble. Let them try to salvage what they can. It's too late. The storm is here. The exposure is irreversible. The collapse is inevitable. They played with a system that was never theirs to control. They gambled against the universe, and the universe never loses. Chosen ones, stand tall in this storm. This is not your burden, it's your vindication. You are witnessing cosmic justice in real time. And for those who doubted the weight of your energy, who questioned the reach of your protection, watch this storm unfold. Watch the universe tear down everything not built on truth. The pretenders are facing their reckoning. And this is only the beginning. Number 4. They wanted power without price. Now they're paying in full. The universe moves slow for mercy, but when justice calls, it moves like lightning with no remorse. Chosen ones, watch closely. The storm hasn't just arrived, it's surgical now, personal, precise. It knows exactly where to strike, who to hit, and it doesn't waste a second. The karma collectors, the deceivers, the ones who dared to exploit your name, your energy, your sacred space, they are receiving their due compensation in full. No discounts, no delays, no escape routes. Businesses they thought were untouchable, imploding from the inside out. Not because of competition, not because of market trends, but because the universe pulled the plug. Their reputations, once polished and pristine, are crumbling in front of their own eyes. Every desperate attempt at damage control, every PR spin, every carefully crafted lie, it falls flat. The people who once followed them, believed in them, stood behind them, gone. The illusion shattered. The fog lifted. The truth stands naked. And now their supporters walk away in droves, eyes wide open to the deception they were fed. And here's the thing, they thought they had time. They thought karma moved slow, that justice took years, maybe decades to catch up. But not here, not with the chosen. The universe has accelerated the process. What once unfolded over years is now manifesting in days, hours even. They made the mistake of violating sacred boundaries, of stepping into a space they were never meant to touch. And now the universe has responded with a speed they never thought possible. Look around, see how fast it's happening. Watch as entire structures collapse overnight, reputations disintegrate before the next sunrise. They wake up thinking they still have ground to stand on, only to realize the floor beneath them has turned to dust. Their influence? Vanished. Their audience? Awake. The energy that once surrounded them? Drained, dried up, disconnected. The universe isn't just taking back what they stole, it's cleansing the space, ensuring they have nothing left to misuse. But pay attention, this storm isn't blind. It doesn't strike at random, it's surgical. Those who remain truthful, who honored the line between them and your energy, who never pretended to offer what wasn't theirs, they stand untouched. Their integrity shields them. The universe knows who acted with respect and who acted with greed. This storm moves around the innocent like a river bends around a stone. No collateral damage. Just precision strikes on the guilty. Chosen ones, you don't need to lift a hand. You don't need to respond. The universe has already fired every shot necessary, and trust me, the shots are landing. These deceivers are learning in real time that universal justice has no loopholes. They gambled on your energy. They used your name like currency. They thought they could navigate the cosmic system and avoid the bill. But the universe doesn't forget. And when the invoice comes due, it demands full payment with interest. Understand, this isn't just a punishment, it's a cleansing. The universe is wiping the slate clean around you, removing not only the current deceptions, but eliminating their future ability to ever try this again. The doors are closing. The bridges are burning. The pathways they once used to exploit your energy? Gone. Even if they attempt to rebuild, the universe will leave nothing but ashes. They're scrambling now, trying to patch the holes, trying to salvage their standing, trying to hold on to whatever influence they think they still have. But the more they try, the faster they sink. That's the cosmic velocity we're witnessing. The acceleration can't be overstated. This is the universe in overdrive. And when it's in overdrive, there's no slowing it down. Chosen ones, take this as your confirmation. The universe doesn't just protect you, it avenges you. It wipes out anything and anyone who tries to manipulate your light for profit. And it moves at a pace that leaves no room for questions. The deceivers are watching everything collapse before they even understand what's happening. It's too late for them. Let this remind you of the power you carry, even when you doubt it. You didn't need to expose them. You didn't need to fight back. The universe fought for you, and its justice is sweeping, undeniable, absolute. The storm not only destroys their current lies, it ensures they'll never rise again on false claims tied to your name. This is what happens when you cross a chosen one. The universe makes an example out of you. Number 5. They spun lies like silk, but you hold the blade that cuts through it all. Lies may weave webs, but one stroke of truth shreds them to nothing. Chosen ones, the word is out across realms. Your access cannot be bought, sold, or promised by anyone but the universe itself. And now, those who thought they could play middleman between you and the world are finding out just how sharp your sword really is. You don't swing it wildly. You don't need to. The sword of truth you carry slices clean, fast, final. Their lies were crafted carefully, spun like silk, layered with manipulations, half-truths, and illusion. They thought their narratives could hold up against you, that if they wrapped enough people in their webs, the lies would stick. But you carry something they can't match. You wield truth like a weapon, and it cuts through every single layer. No matter how complex their stories, no matter how convincing their masks, the moment your truth hits, their entire facade collapses. And the best part, you don't even have to try. This sword doesn't require effort. It's not forged from years of training or experience. It's forged from divine attunement, from your alignment with authentic frequencies. It operates naturally in your hands, instinctively. You don't need to think about it, plan your strikes, or calculate your moves. The truth flows from you like a river, and wherever that current touches, falsehoods drown. They fear that, chosen ones. They fear it more than they fear anything else, because they're used to operating in shadows, bending perceptions, twisting stories, manipulating reality itself. But when you enter the scene, you disrupt their illusions instantly. It terrifies them. It shakes them. Because they realize no matter how well they craft their narratives, no matter how many people they convince, they can't fool you. You see right through them. You feel the frequency shift. Before they even finish speaking, you know the core of the deception. That's the blade you carry. It's not physical, but its edge is sharper than steel. It slices through energies, vibrations, false fronts. They might fool others, but they can't fool the universe. And the universe put that sword in your hands. And when you speak, they feel it. Your words aren't just sounds, they're vibrational strikes. The moment truth leaves your lips, it echoes beyond what the ear can hear. It reverberates through dimensions, shaking the foundations of every lie standing against you. You're not just speaking to people, you're shaking the very structures built on deception. They tried to control the narrative, but the narrative bends to your frequency. Your truth hits like a bell rung in the silence, impossible to ignore, impossible to unhear. That's why they scramble when you start to speak. That's why they get nervous when your presence fills the room. They know the sword is coming out, and no lie survives its cut. You've probably wondered, chosen one, why you can sense lies so easily, why deception makes your skin crawl, why certain people's words feel like static in your ears. It's because you are attuned. You are aligned with a frequency that doesn't tolerate distortion. Your body, your spirit, your energy field, they're all wired to recognize truth and reject anything else. That is divine attunement. That is your weapon, and it operates even when you're silent. Even your silence speaks volumes. Your presence alone forces the truth to reveal itself. They try to hold the mask in place, but it slips. They try to maintain the lie, but their words falter. They feel exposed just by standing near you, because the universe resonates through your being, and nothing false can survive in that frequency. Chosen ones, this is why they fear you. Not because you fight, not because you rage, but because you reveal. You expose the lies they depend on. You disrupt the systems they've built on manipulation. And you do it without effort, without force, because your alignment with the universe automatically cuts through the noise. And those ripple effects, they're real. When you speak the truth, it doesn't just shift the room, it shifts timelines. It vibrates across dimensions, rearranging realities. The energy of your words reaches places you'll never see, touches people you'll never meet. It creates ripple effects that collapse structures built on lies, even if you're not there to witness it. They hate that. They hate that your truth works like a silent bomb, detonating realities they worked so hard to construct. But that's the price of deception in the presence of the chosen. The sword of truth doesn't ask permission. It just cuts. And it will keep cutting until nothing false remains standing in your path. So hold that sword steady, chosen ones. You don't need to force it. You don't need to swing wildly. Just stand in your truth and let the blade do what it was designed to do. Because no matter how many lies they weave, no matter how intricate the web, one strike from your truth leaves it in shreds. Number 6. Your presence is the earthquake that shatters their lies. You don't have to speak to shake the ground. Your presence alone makes the walls crumble. Chosen ones understand this clearly. You are not just a person walking into a room. You are a force. When you show up, truth shows up. And truth, by its very nature, makes liars uncomfortable. Those devoted to deception, those who thrive off manipulation and falsehood, they feel your presence before they even lay eyes on you. It tightens their chest. Their masks start to slip. Their rehearsed words, their carefully spun stories. They start to sound hollow, even to themselves. You don't have to say a word. Your truth field speaks for you. It wraps around you like armor, but it's more than that. It's a disruptive frequency, a silent alarm to the dishonest. The lies they've crafted so carefully, the facades they've polished and perfected, they can't hold up in your presence. Your energy alone weakens the structure of their deception. They feel exposed, vulnerable, stripped bare under the weight of a truth they cannot replicate or resist. This isn't about intuition. This isn't about gut feelings. Your discernment operates at quantum speeds. It's faster than thought, faster than words. The moment someone speaks, the moment an action is taken, your spirit analyzes that information against the universe's blueprint of truth. Instantly. You don't have to process it. The knowing comes without effort. And that knowing allows you to navigate complex situations with surgical precision, while others are still fumbling in confusion. They hate that about you. They hate that you see through them, that you know when the words don't match the energy, that you can feel the cracks in their stories before they even finish speaking. They can smile, flatter, project confidence, but you feel the distortion, and it drives them insane. Because they're used to fooling people. They're used to getting away with it. But not with you. Never with you. And here's the thing. They feel that sword before they even realize it's there. The sword of truth isn't just something you wield. It's part of your very being. It moves with you, breathes with you, vibrates in your field. It's always ready, always cutting through the static. It protects you from deception, but it also exposes lies in every space you enter. The sword is both shield and weapon, defense and offense. Its presence alone is enough to send warning signals through the bones of the dishonest. Have you ever noticed how some people can't sit still around you? How their words get tangled, their confidence fades, their energy gets erratic? That's the truth field working. It strips away the comfort they feel in their own lies. It creates an environment where falsehoods lose their structural integrity. Like trying to build a house on quicksand. No matter how good it looks at first, it won't stand for long. Chosen ones, you've seen it. You've walked into rooms and felt the shift. You've spoken a simple truth and watched the energy drain from a liar's face. That's not just coincidence. That's cosmic design. The universe placed this sword in you because you were meant to carry this frequency into the spaces that need it most. You don't have to fight to expose lies. Your very presence brings them to the surface. And to those who think they can still play their games around you, who think they can outmaneuver the frequency you carry, let them try. Every time they step into your space with dishonest intentions, the sword cuts deeper. Every time they attempt deception, they walk straight into the field of truth that makes their lies collapse under their own weight. They might think they're clever, hiding behind practiced words and confident smiles, but they forget that energy doesn't lie, and your discernment doesn't wait for proof. It feels the misalignment before the mask even cracks. That's why they can't maintain their act around you. That's why the longer they stay in your presence, the more exposed they become. And you stay grounded. You don't need to react. You don't need to confront or accuse. You let the sword do what it was designed to do. Every time you stand firm in your truth, the sword slices through the deception. It leaves nothing standing but the raw, undeniable reality. So remember this, chosen ones, you are the disruption they fear. You are the reason they stutter, the reason their confidence fades, the reason their walls collapse. And it's not because you're aggressive or forceful, it's because you are aligned. You vibrate on a frequency that falsehood can't survive. And that, in itself, is warfare. Let them feel the discomfort. Let them squirm. Let the sword cut. Because every room you enter, every space you fill, becomes a battlefield for truth. And the truth always wins. Number 7. They tried to crown themselves, but you were born with it. Authority is not claimed, it is recognized, and the universe makes sure they never forget who holds it. Chosen ones, listen close. You are not a leader because someone gave you a title. You are a leader because the universe etched it into your very being. You don't have to shout to be heard. You don't need to demand respect. Your authority is woven into your presence. It's undeniable, unmistakable, and it rattles every power structure that tries to measure itself against you. They feel it before they even realize what's happening. You walk into a room and the air shifts. The people who usually command attention find themselves deferring, their words softening, their posture changing, their confidence shrinking. Not because you asked for it, not because you flexed your muscles, but because their spirit recognizes yours. They see the crown you wear without even knowing why they bow. This isn't something you learned. This isn't something you earned through their systems. This is internal sovereignty, the kind of power that doesn't need permission to exist. You answer to higher laws than theirs, higher realms than they can comprehend. And that's why their protocols crumble in your presence. That's why officials, leaders, so-called decision-makers instinctively adjust themselves when they face you. Their energy submits before their mind even understands what's happening. They hate that about you. They hate that you don't play by their rules and still win. They hate that their status, their titles, their earthly power means nothing in your presence, because your authority is cosmic. It doesn't come from this world, and no structure built on ego can override it. They might sit at the top of their hierarchy, but the moment you step in, their throne feels smaller. You've seen it happen. The shift. The moment when people of influence start seeking your approval without even knowing why. Their carefully laid out plans bend toward your perspective. Their structures realign to accommodate your energy. You don't manipulate, you don't demand, but the universe demands for you. It makes room for your authority because authentic power always takes precedence. And let's be clear, they tried to crown themselves. They tried to manufacture what you naturally carry. They thought they could imitate your leadership, copy your presence, wear the costume of power, and pass it off as the real thing. But real recognizes real, and they're exposed every time. Their imitation crumbles under the weight of your authenticity. Your leadership isn't a role, it's your nature. Chosen ones, stop doubting the authority you carry. It's why they react the way they do. It's why they flinch even when you're silent. Because you are the storm behind the calm. And no matter how high they climb in their systems, they still look up to you. Number 8. Your purpose is unstoppable, and they know it. You don't have to explain purpose to those who can feel it. It commands recognition without a word. Chosen ones, let's make one thing clear. You don't need anyone's permission to exist in your purpose. You don't need validation from their systems, their titles, or their credentials. The authority you carry registers on frequencies beyond words, beyond thought. It hits them in places they can't explain, can't analyze, and definitely can't replicate. The moment they cross paths with you, they feel it. They might not know what it is, but they know. They feel that undeniable legitimacy radiating from you. A force they can't quantify, a presence they can't dismiss. Your sovereignty is undeniable. It doesn't ask for respect, it demands it on a level deeper than logic. You walk into a space, and suddenly the most powerful, the most credentialed, the most decorated find themselves questioning their own authority. Their titles shrink when standing next to your energy. It eats at them, because they worked for years, climbed ladders, built empires, and here you come, untouched, unbothered, unstoppable. You don't need the accolades, you don't need the applause. You are driven by something they'll never understand. Your purpose is hardwired into your being, unfolding with a precision that makes their structures look like sandcastles. And yes, they've tried to stop you. They've thrown opposition your way. They've tried to block the path. They've used manipulation, doubt, power plays. But you proceed, unhindered, unfazed. Why? Because your purpose doesn't rely on earthly systems. It's cosmic, bigger than this world, operating across dimensions. They can't block what they can't even see. Your protection stretches further than their reach. While they're playing checkers, you're moving across dimensions they don't even believe in. Every attempt to hinder you bounces back. Every deception aimed your way gets sliced clean by the sword of truth you carry. They can't outmaneuver it. They can't talk their way around it. That sword cuts through everything false. It exposes the lies before they're even spoken. And let's talk about your leadership. It's not up for debate. They can deny it out loud, but their actions betray them. They follow your lead even when they pretend not to. Their systems bend to your energy. Their decisions shift to align with your presence. Your leadership is undeniable, even by the most powerful. But what truly unsettles them is your strategic patience. You don't rush, you don't scramble. You move when the universe moves, and that timing is perfect. Every step you take unfolds with cosmic precision. They try to predict your moves, but you're playing on a level they can't access. You wait, you watch, and when you strike, it's devastating. Your wisdom, hard-earned, tested. Your knowledge, otherworldly. You've seen things they wouldn't believe even if you told them. You carry a mission of justice that awakens people around you. Just your presence activates the potential in others, forces them to confront their own truth, their own purpose. They may not like it, but they can't ignore it. This is your cosmic signature. It's unmistakable. It's why they can't stand you, why they can't stop thinking about you, why they keep trying and failing to match you. Because your purpose is unfolding exactly as it's meant to. No detours, no delays. The universe makes sure of it. So let them watch, let them talk, let them scramble. You move with the universe, and nothing is more powerful than that.